Neo-surrealism is no longer just about strange dream imagery. In 2026, artists are using surrealism to explore psychology, memory, identity, chaos, and the subconscious in completely new ways. From distorted figures to explosive abstraction, these painters are pushing contemporary art beyond traditional realism. In this video, we'll look at some of the most important neo-surrealist artists working today and break down what makes their work stand out in the modern art world. Zhou Song. Zhou Song is a Chinese contemporary painter known for creating highly energetic abstract paintings that combine destruction, reconstruction, and improvisation into a unique visual language. Unlike traditional surrealist painters who rely heavily on recognizable dream imagery, Zhou Song approaches the subconscious through gesture, texture, and layered abstraction. His paintings often feel explosive and unpredictable, filled with torn surfaces, thick paint, aggressive marks, and fragmented forms that seem to emerge and disappear at the same time. One of the most important aspects of Zhou Song's work is his process. He is known for physically manipulating the canvas by scraping, tearing, sanding, and repainting surfaces repeatedly. This creates paintings that feel raw and constantly evolving, rather than polished or controlled. The damaged textures and layered materials become part of the meaning of the work, reflecting tension, instability, and emotional intensity. As a painter, Zhou Song exists in an interesting space between abstraction and neo-surrealism. Even though many of his paintings do not contain obvious figures or narrative scenes, they still create a psychological atmosphere connected to memory, chaos, dreams, and subconscious emotion. Shapes often appear briefly inside the abstraction before dissolving back into the surface, giving the work a constantly shifting quality. Another reason Zhou Song stands out is his ability to combine Eastern and Western influences without directly imitating either tradition. His work reflects aspects of abstract expressionism, contemporary Chinese art, and experimental material-based painting while still maintaining a personal identity. Color also plays a major role in his paintings. He often balances muted industrial tones with sudden bursts of bright color, creating visual tension across the composition. The surfaces feel layered with history, almost like walls that have been painted over repeatedly for years. Today, Zhou Song continues to gain international recognition for pushing contemporary abstraction into more physical and emotional territory, proving that painting can still feel experimental, unpredictable, and deeply connected to human psychology. Oscar Llorens. Oscar Llorens is a Spanish contemporary artist and illustrator known for creating colorful, surreal worlds filled with strange characters, symbolic imagery, and playful visual storytelling. His work combines elements of neo-surrealism, folk art, street culture, and graphic illustration, creating a style that feels both accessible and psychologically layered. Over the years, he has built an international audience through paintings, murals, editorial projects, and large-scale collaborations with major brands and cultural institutions. One of the most recognizable aspects of Llorens' work is his use of exaggerated characters and dreamlike environments. His paintings are often filled with floating figures, oversized eyes, unusual animals, masks, plants, and symbolic objects arranged inside highly imaginative spaces. Even though the work appears playful on the surface, many of the images explore themes connected to human behavior, emotion, memory, and the subconscious mind. As an artist, Oscar Llorens works with a visual language strongly influenced by illustration and design, but his compositions still maintain the complexity of contemporary fine art. His use of line, color, and pattern creates a sense of movement and energy across the surface. The paintings are carefully organized, even when the scenes themselves feel chaotic or surreal. Another important part of his work is accessibility. Unlike some surrealist artists who rely on highly obscure symbolism, Llorens creates images that viewers can connect with immediately. His work appeals to both contemporary art audiences and people outside traditional gallery spaces because of its strong visual identity and emotional clarity. Llorens also reflects the growing overlap between contemporary art, commercial illustration, animation, and digital culture. His ability to move between fine art and popular visual culture has helped him stand out in the international art scene. Today, Oscar Llorens continues expanding neo-surrealist imagery through bold color, graphic storytelling, and imaginative symbolism, proving that surrealism can still evolve through contemporary illustration and visual culture. Yuskavage. Yuskavage is an American painter known for creating highly recognizable figurative paintings that combine classical technique with exaggerated fantasy, psychological tension, and pop culture influence. Since the 1990s, she has become one of the most influential contemporary painters working in figurative art. Her work often features female characters placed inside strange, artificial-looking environments filled with unusual lighting, distorted anatomy, and exaggerated color. At first glance, Yuskavage's paintings can appear playful or provocative, but beneath the surface, they are carefully constructed studies of perception, desire, identity, and representation. She intentionally creates images that make viewers uncomfortable or uncertain about how they should react. This tension between attraction and awkwardness has become a major part of her artistic identity. One of the most important aspects of Yuskavage's work is her technical skill as a painter. She combines influences from Renaissance painting, Baroque lighting, cartoons, and popular media into one visual language that feels both traditional and contemporary. Her use of color is especially important. Skin tones often shift into unrealistic pinks, yellows, greens, and glowing artificial light, creating scenes that feel dreamlike and psychologically strange rather than realistic. As a painter, Yuskavage also changed how many younger artists think about figurative painting. At a time when conceptual art dominated much of the contemporary art world, she helped bring renewed attention back to painting, especially narrative and figurative work. Her paintings showed that technical painting could still feel experimental, controversial, and relevant in contemporary culture. Another reason her work stands out is the way she blurs the line between beauty and distortion. Her figures are often exaggerated, awkward, or intentionally artificial, but they remain emotionally engaging. This combination connects her work to neo-surrealism, where fantasy and psychological tension often replace direct realism. Today, Yuskavage continues to influence a younger generation of figurative painters through her bold use of color, technical precision, and willingness to challenge traditional ideas about representation in contemporary art. Rivero. Rivero is a Dominican-American contemporary artist known for combining painting, collage, drawing, and found materials to create deeply personal works about identity, family, memory, and community. Raised in Washington Heights in New York City, Rivero often uses his own experiences and cultural background as the foundation of his art. His work blends realism with surreal and fragmented imagery, creating paintings that feel emotional, layered, and psychologically complex. One of the most recognizable aspects of Rivero's work is his use of materials. Instead of working only on traditional canvas, he often paints on stitched fabrics, torn textiles, cardboard, and other reused surfaces. This gives the work a physical texture that reflects themes of repair, survival, and reconstruction. The materials themselves become part of the story, rather than just a surface for the image. His paintings frequently feature portraits of friends, family members, and figures from his community, but they are rarely presented in a straightforward way. Faces and bodies are often fragmented, layered, or merged with abstract forms and symbolic objects. This combination of realism and distortion connects his work to contemporary neo-surrealism, where emotional truth becomes more important than visual accuracy. As a painter, one important thing to study about Rivero is the balance he creates between intimacy and experimentation. His work feels personal, but it also pushes the boundaries of traditional portrait painting. He mixes drawing, collage, sewing, and painting together in ways that make the final image feel alive and constantly changing. Rivero's work also reflects larger conversations happening in contemporary art around migration, identity, race, and cultural memory. Instead of presenting these subjects in a direct political way, he approaches them through personal storytelling and visual symbolism. Today, Kenny Rivero continues to stand out as one of the most innovative, younger painters working in figurative and mixed media contemporary art, proving that portraiture can still evolve through material experimentation and emotional honesty. Lyons. Lyons is a contemporary painter known for creating surreal figurative works that combine humor, discomfort, fantasy, and psychological tension. Her paintings often feature exaggerated human forms, strange environments, and distorted proportions that immediately pull the viewer into an unfamiliar world. While the images can appear playful at first glance, there is usually a deeper emotional or social commentary underneath the surface. A major part of Lyons' work is her focus on the body and identity. Her figures are often stretched, twisted, or placed in awkward situations that challenge traditional ideas of beauty, control, and normal behavior. Instead of painting polished or idealized people, she embraces imperfection and exaggeration. This approach connects strongly to contemporary neo-surrealism, where artists use distortion and absurdity to explore emotional and psychological experiences. One interesting thing about Lyons is the way she balances chaos with structure. Her compositions may feel strange and unpredictable, but they are carefully designed. Color plays a major role in this. She often uses bold palettes, unusual contrasts, and flat areas of color to create visual tension while still keeping the paintings accessible and engaging. As a painter, Lyons also reflects the growing influence of internet culture, animation, and contemporary visual media on fine art. Some of her imagery feels almost cartoon-like, but the emotional tone underneath is much more complex. Themes like anxiety, self-image, social pressure, and emotional vulnerability appear repeatedly throughout her work. Another reason her paintings stand out is because they avoid clear explanations. Viewers are left trying to understand what is happening, which creates a stronger psychological connection to the work. The strange situations and exaggerated figures become a way of talking about real emotions and modern life without using direct realism. Today, Lyons continues building a strong voice in contemporary surrealist painting by combining humor, discomfort, and emotional honesty into a visual language that feels both modern and deeply personal. Juan Cuéllar. Juan Cuéllar is a contemporary painter whose work combines surrealism, symbolism, and psychological storytelling into highly detailed visual worlds. His paintings often feel cinematic, filled with strange characters, layered environments, and dreamlike scenes that blur the line between reality and imagination. Rather than creating simple fantasy images, Cuéllar builds complex narratives that explore memory, identity, fear, isolation, and the subconscious mind. One of the most recognizable aspects of his work is the way he constructs atmosphere. His paintings are often dark, quiet, and emotionally tense, but they are also carefully controlled in composition and detail. Human figures, animals, masks, and symbolic objects frequently appear together inside spaces that feel suspended outside normal time. This gives the work a psychological quality that connects strongly with neo-surrealism. As a painter, Juan Cuéllar's technical approach is also important to study. His use of lighting creates a strong sense of depth and focus, almost like scenes from a film. He carefully directs the viewer's attention through contrast, shadow, and placement of figures. The paintings often contain realistic elements, but they are arranged in ways that feel impossible or unsettling. This balance between realism and distortion is a major part of what gives his work its impact. Another interesting aspect of Cuéllar's work is how he avoids obvious explanations. His paintings leave space for interpretation, allowing viewers to project their own emotions and experiences onto the images. Instead of giving direct answers, he creates visual situations that feel emotionally familiar but difficult to fully explain. Today, Juan Cuéllar is part of a larger movement of contemporary artists rethinking surrealism for a modern audience. His work reflects the growing interest in psychological painting and narrative-driven imagery, proving that surrealism still remains relevant in contemporary art when combined with strong technical skill and emotional depth. Jenna Gribbon. Jenna Gribbon is an American contemporary painter known for her intimate portrait paintings that explore relationships, observation, and the act of looking itself. Over the last few years, she has become one of the most talked about figurative painters in contemporary art because of the honesty and directness in her work. Her paintings often focus on people close to her, especially musicians, friends, and family members, captured in personal and everyday moments rather than dramatic staged scenes. What makes Gribbon's work stand out is the way she turns ordinary situations into psychologically complex paintings. Many of her subjects are shown making eye contact with the viewer, creating an unusual sense of tension and awareness. Instead of treating the viewer like an invisible observer, her paintings often make you feel seen in return. This changes the traditional relationship between artist, subject, and audience. Her style combines loose brushwork with strong control of color and lighting. Faces, skin tones, clothing, and interiors are painted in a way that feels immediate and alive without becoming hyper-realistic. As a painter, one interesting thing to study about Jenna Gribbon is how she balances unfinished-looking brushstrokes with highly convincing emotional realism. The paintings feel spontaneous, but every composition is carefully constructed. Gribbon's work also connects to larger conversations happening in contemporary figurative painting today. Many younger artists are moving away from detached conceptual work and returning to personal storytelling, intimacy, and human connection. Her paintings reflect that shift very clearly. Another important aspect of her work is the influence of photography and cinema. Cropped viewpoints, unusual lighting, and close-up framing make many of her paintings feel almost like stills from a film. This gives the work a contemporary energy while still staying rooted in traditional painting techniques. Today, Jenna Gribbon continues to build a major presence in contemporary art by proving that portraiture can still feel modern, emotionally intelligent, and visually experimental without losing its connection to everyday life. Inka Essenhigh. Inka Essenhigh is an American painter known for creating fluid, surreal paintings that combine fantasy, science fiction, nature, and psychological imagery. Emerging in the 1990s, she became recognized for developing a visual style that felt completely different from the dominant trends of that time. While many artists were focused on conceptual art and minimalism, Essenhigh stayed committed to painting imaginative worlds filled with strange figures, distorted anatomy, and dreamlike movement. Her work is often associated with neo-surrealism because of the way she transforms ordinary forms into something unfamiliar. Human bodies melt into landscapes, animals morph into abstract shapes, and environments appear to move like liquid. Even though her paintings can look playful from a distance, they often deal with serious ideas connected to fear, transformation, environmental anxiety, and the instability of modern life. As a young acrylic artist, one of the most important things to study about Inka Essenhigh is her technical control. Her paintings are extremely smooth and carefully layered, almost removing visible brushstrokes completely. This creates a polished surface that makes the surreal imagery feel even more believable. She also uses flowing lines and simplified forms to guide the viewer's eye across the composition without making the image feel chaotic. Another reason Essenhigh stands out is her ability to combine influences from comic books, animation, classical painting, and contemporary culture into one unified style. Her work does not follow traditional surrealism exactly. Instead, she updates it for a modern audience by mixing humor, anxiety, fantasy, and visual experimentation together. Over the years, Inka Essenhigh has built a strong reputation in contemporary painting because her work proves that surrealism can still evolve. Rather than copying older surrealist artists, she pushes the movement forward by creating a visual language that feels personal, modern, and psychologically complex. Giovanni Motta. Giovanni Motta is an Italian contemporary artist known for blending pop culture, childhood memory, and surrealism into a very personal visual language. His work is centered around a fictional child character named Johnny Boy, a figure that represents innocence, imagination, fear, curiosity, and emotional vulnerability. Through this character, Motta creates paintings, sculptures, and installations that feel playful at first, but often carry deeper psychological themes underneath. What makes Giovanni Motta interesting within neo-surrealism is the way he mixes nostalgia with emotional tension. His paintings are filled with cartoon-like figures, dream imagery, oversized toys, floating objects, and distorted spaces that resemble the logic of dreams more than reality. But unlike traditional surrealists who focused heavily on symbolism and abstraction, Motta keeps his work visually accessible. The childlike aesthetic becomes a tool for discussing memory, loneliness, anxiety, and identity in modern society. As a young acrylic artist, one important thing to notice about Motta's work is his use of color and surface. His paintings are clean, bold, and highly controlled, often using bright colors against darker emotional themes. The contrast between innocence and discomfort is a major part of his style. His compositions also feel cinematic, almost like scenes pulled from an animated psychological story. Motta's work has gained strong attention internationally because it connects with both contemporary art audiences and younger viewers familiar with pop culture imagery. He sits in an interesting space between fine art, design, street culture, and collectible art. This crossover appeal has helped him build a strong global following while still maintaining a clear artistic identity. Today, Giovanni Motta continues expanding the possibilities of neo-surrealism by using childhood imagery not just as decoration, but as a way to explore the subconscious mind and emotional experience in contemporary life. Chioma Ebinama. Chioma Ebinama is part of a new generation of African painters using surrealism to explore memory, identity, spirituality, and emotional tension. Originally from Nigeria, Ebinama has built a strong reputation for paintings that feel dreamlike but still deeply connected to real life. Her work often combines the human body with unusual forms, distorted anatomy, animals, symbols, and layered environments that create a sense of psychological complexity. Instead of painting reality in a direct way, she reconstructs it through imagination and intuition. What makes her work stand out is the way she blends traditional painting with contemporary neo-surrealist ideas. Her figures often appear stretched, fragmented, or suspended in strange spaces, almost like they exist between dreams and consciousness. Even though the images can feel mysterious, the emotions behind them are very clear. Themes like vulnerability, transformation, fear, femininity, and survival constantly appear throughout her work. As a young acrylic artist, one of the most interesting things about Chioma Ebinama is her approach to texture and surface. Her paintings are layered carefully, creating depth without making the composition feel overcrowded. She uses color in a controlled way, often balancing muted tones with sudden moments of intensity. The result is work that feels emotional without becoming dramatic. Ebinama's paintings also reflect the growing global interest in contemporary African surrealism. Many collectors and galleries are paying attention to artists who move beyond straightforward portraiture and realism, and she represents that shift very well. Her work shows that surrealism is not just about fantasy, it can also be used to talk about trauma, memory, personal history, and the hidden parts of the human mind. Today, Chioma Ebinama continues to build a strong presence within contemporary painting, proving that neo-surrealism still has the power to evolve through new cultural perspectives and younger voices.